There are love stories, and then there's Ghost. Released in 1990, this supernatural romance thriller directed by Jerry Zucker took the world by storm. Combining passion, heartbreak, betrayal, humor, and even spectral justice, Ghost remains one of the most memorable and emotionally resonant films of its era. But what exactly makes it so timeless? Let's explore the deeper meanings, the memorable moments, and the lasting legacy of Ghost, a film where love doesn't end with death. The story centers on Sam Wheat, played by Patrick Swayze, and his girlfriend Molly Jensen, played by Demi Moore. They're the picture-perfect couple, young, in love, and living in a trendy Manhattan loft that they're renovating together. Their chemistry is palpable from the beginning, a dynamic of gentle teasing, unspoken affection, and creative energy. In one of the most iconic early scenes, the two work together on a pottery wheel, hands entwined, set to the Righteous Brothers' hauntingly beautiful Unchained melody. But it's not all love and sculpting. Right away, Ghost establishes a looming sense of unease. Sam keeps saying ditto when Molly tells him, "I love you." It's a small thing, but it speaks volumes about his emotional restraint and hints that life might not go the way they planned. And indeed, tragedy strikes early. Sam is suddenly shot during a mugging and dies in Molly's arms, but he doesn't move on. Instead, he becomes trapped between the world of the living and the dead, watching helplessly as Molly grieves, and as danger creeps closer. At first, Sam's ghostly state is a mystery to him. He can't be seen or heard, and his attempts to interact with the world around him are met with frustration. But then comes the twist. Sam learns that his death wasn't random. This betrayal flips the entire story on its head. What seemed like a tragic love story now becomes a supernatural thriller, with Sam racing against time and the limitations of the afterlife to protect Molly from the very real threats still lurking in her life. Enter Oda Mae Brown, played brilliantly by Whoopi Goldberg. Oda Mae is a fake psychic running a small-time scam, until Sam's ghost walks into her life and discovers, to his own shock, that she can actually hear him. Goldberg's performance is pure magic. She's hilarious, skeptical, dramatic, and ultimately, full of heart. Her scenes with Swayze and Moore inject much-needed levity into the film, and yet she never undermines the story's emotional weight. It's no surprise she won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress, and gave one of the most memorable acceptance speeches in Academy history. Through Oda Mae, Sam can finally reach out to Molly, to warn her about Carl, to say goodbye, and, most importantly, to say the words he couldn't bring himself to say in life, "I love you." And when Molly, through Oda Mae, finally hears Sam say those words, her tearful ditto back is enough to break your heart all over again. At its core, Ghost is about connection, both emotional and spiritual. It asks big questions. What happens after we die? Can love truly transcend death? How do we hold on, and when do we let go? Sam's journey isn't just about saving Molly. It's about growth, confronting fear, expressing vulnerability, and understanding the true weight of love. There's also a fascinating use of light and darkness throughout the film. Ghosts are often surrounded by glowing light or consumed by darkness depending on their choices in life. When the thug responsible for Sam's death dies later in the film, he's dragged away by shadowy figures, a chilling visual metaphor for guilt and damnation. But when Sam's mission is complete, when he's finally said what needed to be said, he's embraced by a warm, heavenly light, and by the presence of otherworldly peace. The film doesn't spell out religion, but it paints a clear spiritual message. Redemption is possible, and love is the force that carries us forward. Despite its unconventional premise, Ghost became a box office juggernaut. It earned over $500 million worldwide, making it the highest-grossing film of 1990. Audiences were moved by its emotional depth, its romance, and its surprising suspense. And yet, this success was far from a sure thing. Director Jerry Zucker had previously been known for broad comedies like Airplane, and Demi Moore feared the film would flop. In fact, she once called it a FING disaster while reading the script, unsure whether audiences would buy into a story about ghosts, murder, and pottery. But it worked. It more than worked. Ghost was nominated for 5 Academy Awards, winning 2, Best Supporting Actress and Best Original Screenplay. It inspired TV shows, stage adaptations, parodies, and pop culture references across decades. Even in an age of CGI and superhero blockbusters, the film's emotional storytelling holds strong. In the end, Ghost isn't just a love story. It's a meditation on grief. On saying the things we wish we had said. On believing in things we can't see but still feel deeply. It reminds us that love, real love, doesn't die. It lingers in words, in memories, in the invisible forces that tie us together. Whether you're a believer in ghosts or not, Ghost taps into something universally human, the fear of losing someone, and the hope that, somehow, they're still with us. It's haunting. It's heartbreaking. And it's beautiful. So the next time you hear the words ditto in response to I love you, think of Ghost. Because that single word might just carry a whole lifetime's worth of love. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Ghost, be sure to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments, what's your favorite scene from the film? And would you ever want a Ghost remake or sequel? Until next time, stay safe, and remember, love never truly dies.